So welcome to this session of automotive engines. Today we will discuss about engine parts and their functions. So moving further, so now coming to the introduction part, car engine is a complex mechanism designed with multiple internal parts that works like a clockwork to create power that runs your vehicles. All parts must be in good condition for the engine to work properly. A mistake can be catastrophic. The engine block houses the parts such as timing chain, camshaft, crankshaft, spark plugs, cylinder heads, valves, pistons, piston pump, and down is the spark plugs fire, and the piston press the air fuel mixture. Further, we will see how the piston moves in the up and down motion and how it will compress the charges in the engine block. So here you can see this diagram. There are list of engine parts. So different parts are showing: engine block, piston, cylinder head, crankshaft, camshaft, engine valves, oil pan, manifolds, spark plugs, connecting rod, steering, flywheels, Piston pin, gaskets, cylinder liner, crankcase, cam. You can see here in this diagram. If it is visible to you, you can see air filter is there. After that, the carburetor is there, and through this carburetor the charges come into intake valve. So intake valve is there and exhaust valve is there. And in between one spark plug is there, so it is a petrol engine. So spark plug is used to ignite the fuel, the mixture that comes inside it. So here you can see this is the piston, this is known as piston, and this plug you can see these are the piston rings. To prevent any kind of leakage, piston rings are provided. Here you can see Piston pin is there, and this one is connecting rod. Connecting rod, small end of the connecting rod is connected to the piston, and big end is connected to the connecting rod to the crankshaft. So here you can see this pin is known as crank pin, and this is known as crankshaft, and countervailing weight is there, and this is known as this whole bottom part is known as crankcase. In oil is there the crankcase to prevent lubrication. So you can see this is the motion of the piston in the up and down direction. So the translation motion is converted into the rotary motion, and this rotary motion is transferred through the this shaft to the wheel through a set of gears. Here you can see the schematic diagram of engine. So you can see the exploded view of engine, how a actual engine looks like. So you can see at the top engine head cover is there. Different parts are there. This is a gasket. The head gasket is there. Exhaust manifold is there this side. Cylinder head. This part is known as cylinder head. Distribution ring is there. Distributor is there. In bottom you can see the oil is collected for lubrication. This is the oil pan. You can see drain hole for the oil pan. So drain is there for the in the case of, and this is the gasket. Another gasket. This is known as oil pan gasket. And you can see water pump is there, oil filter is there, camshaft pulley is there, intake manifold is there, intake manifold and exhaust manifolds are there, and intake manifold gasket is there for intake manifolds, and for every cylinder head cover gasket is there, cylinder head cover gasket. So in between gaskets are there. So you can see this is a diagram of exploded view of outer parts of the engine. You can see outer part of the engine. Now coming to the engine block. This diagram you can see this is the part of the engine block. So the engine block is the main part of an engine, often made of aluminum or iron. It has several holes to contain the cylinder, as well as provide water and oil flow path to cool and lubricate the engine. As you know that lots of heat is generated in the combustion process to so cool down. Oil paths are provided and lubrication is also there in the engine. Oil's path are narrower than water flow path. The engine blocks also house the piston, crankshaft, camshaft, between 4 and 12 cylinders depending on the vehicles. In a line, also known as inline, flat, or in a shape of V. So multiple cylinders are maybe there, multiple pistons are there, single piston may be there, multiple piston may be there. You can see here 4 pistons are there for the slots. So they may be arranged in any shape. If they are in line, then they are known as inline cylinder. If they are in V shape, then they are known as V shape. So according to different kinds of engine blocks are there. Now coming to the piston, Here you can see this is the diagram of the piston. A piston is nothing but it is a cylindrical apparatus with a flat surface at the top. You can see here the flat surface. The role of the piston is to transfer the energy generated from the combustion to the crankshaft. So here the top of the surface the combustion process will take and it will push the piston. So it will transfer the energy for the combustion to the crankshaft to propel the vehicle which is used. Piston moves up and down motion as a spark plug fire and the piston compresses the air fuel mixture. The reciprocating engine is converted to the rotary motion and transferred to the tire by the transmission via the drive shaft to make them spin. So this up and down motion, that is the translation motion, is converted into the rotary motion of this crankshaft, sorry. So which is further transmitted to the wheel through a set of gears. So this is the main function of our piston on the engine rotating at a particular RPM, move up and down 2500 times per minute depending upon the engine. It may be different. Inside the pistons are the piston rings which are used to generate the compression and reduce friction through the constant rubbing. So piston rings are there so to prevent the direct rubbing of the piston to the cylinder walls. Now you can see cylinder head is there. Cylinder has attached to the top of the block to seal with the head gaskets the area and prevent the losses of gases. The cylinder head contains many elements including valves, spring valves, lifters, push rods, rocker arms and the camshaft to control passage that allow intake air to flow into the cylinder during the intake stroke, as well as exhaust passage that remove exhaust gas during the exhaust stroke. For proper leak proof between cylinder and cylinder head, an asbestos packing and metal gaskets are provided. Piston rings, here you can see the diagram, different kind of piston rings are there, they are mounted on the pistons. Piston rings are used to provide the sealing effect between the cylinder and the piston. It helps to do not leak the engine combustion gas and bypass the portion and helps to overcome the friction around the piston. Piston rings are made up of cast iron and alloy cast iron. It's a two-type compression ring, that is pressure ring and oil control rings. Compressor ring transfer heat from the piston to the cylinder liner and it is inserted into the top grooves of the piston. Compressor ring also used to overcome the side thrust over the piston which cause fluctuations. Whereas the other types of ring, also known as oil control rings, they maintain the proper lubrication between the cylinder and the piston. That's why it is known as oil control ring and placed under the pressure ring. It also maintains access to the lubrication. So two kinds of rings are used. In the top compressor ring and the bottom grooves oil control rings are there. So compressor rings are also known as pressure rings. Moving further, now you can see here the diagram of connecting rod clearly visible in the screen. So this is known as this is known as connecting rod. Here you can see big end, here you can see small end. So connecting rod is used to connect the piston. So this part is connected to the piston. Connecting rod is used to connect the piston to the crankshaft. Here this part will connect to the crankshaft and this part will connect to the piston with the help of a piston pin and the crank pin. Here you will see the piston pin and then the crank, this is the crank pin. Connecting rod transmits the reciprocating motion of the piston into the rotary motion of the crankshaft. So this is work as a lever arm that transfers the motion from one end to other. So it used to transfer from one end to other. This linear motion will transmit to the rotary motion. One end is called the big end. So this is the big end connected to the crankshaft, and another is called the small end. This is the small end which is connected to the piston. Connecting rod made up of low cast carbon steel. For the small engine, it is made up of cast aluminum alloy by the manufacture of the heat treatment and the forging process. So this is the connecting rod. Now further, so crank and crankshaft are there. Here you see the diagram. Multiples are connected. So crank means simply rotating or turning the engine crankshaft. So the crank works as a rotating member that receives power from the connecting rod and transmits to the crankshaft. So the power from the connecting rod is transmitted to the crankshaft with the help of crank. So the crank works as a lever between the connecting and the crankshaft. So crankshaft. Crankshaft in an engine, the crankshaft receives the power or upwards or thrust by the pistons of the connecting rods and transmitting this power of the reciprocal motion of the piston into rotary motion of the crankshaft, which is further connected to the flywheel and the transmission system, shaft, which used to move the vehicles. The crankshaft made by the casting, so it is the crankshaft is made of by casting and the forging process using the material of alloy steel or the cast iron. So this is the material. Here you can see in this diagram, you can see this center, you can see this shaft is there. So complete crankshaft is there. In one crankshaft you can mount multiple crank and multiple connecting rods, and so that multiple pistons, multiple engine can be mounted, but the power is transmitted to the single crankshaft. So in the crankshaft, flywheel is also mounted to reserve some power and to uniformly distribution of the power in case of different types of stroke, suction, compression, exhaust. So for uniform power, the flywheel is there, and also the shaft is connected to the transmission system. So this power is transmitted to the sets of gear to the wheels for the further movement of the vehicle. So now coming to the manifolds, so there are two manifolds in the engine: intake, intake manifold, and the exhaust manifold. Intake manifold. The intake manifold is connected to the inlet valves. It is the pipe that helps to provide the air-fuel mixture to the engine for proper combustion. Whereas in diesel engine, intake manifold used for bring only air in the combustion chamber. As you know, the diesel engine use only air in the suction, whereas in the petrol engine, the mixture of air and fuels are there for suction. So intake manifold is used for the air plus fuel. You should transmit the air plus fuel in the our combustion chamber for petrol engine, and for the case of diesel engine, it is used to transmit the air only, and the diesel will spark during the power stroke through the injector. Now coming to the exhaust manifold is responsible for the taking out the exhaust gases from the combustion chamber after combustion, which is further connected to the exhaust valves, and it is designed and constructed are the same as that of inlet manifolds. In exhaust manifold, the exhaust gases are moving out of the combustion chamber. Now come to the piston pin. I have already informed you what is the piston pin. So this piston pin, also known as the gudgeon pin. So gudgeon pin connects the piston to the connecting rod. So the pin that is used to connect the, that we can say the smaller end, that is of the connecting rod. So the smaller end of the connecting rod to the piston, that is known as gudgeon pin. Gudgeon pin is connect the piston to the connecting rod at the smaller end. It is also called a piston pin. A piston pin made hollow for lightweight. So it is made hollow. You can see the gudgeon pin, wrist pin. You can see center is hollow for the lightweight. So with the help of bearing is there, and with the help of the bearing, the tight grip is there at the short arm of the connecting rod. So this is how it is mounted. You can see, and this is, you can see, this is the nothing but the connecting rod. Fuel injector, as the spark plug is used in the petrol engine, the fuel injector is used in the diesel engine to inject the fuel. In a diesel engine or CI engine, compression ignition engine, air is alone drawn into the cylinder. I already informed you, only air is drawn into the cylinder during the suction stroke and compressed to very high pressure. Due to compression, the temperature and the pressure of air are raised to a value required for ignition of the fuel. So during the ignition process, fuel is broken into a fine spray of a very small droplets in the form of droplet, and the fuel is sprayed. These droplets take hits from the hot compressed air. So this droplet of the fuel changes into vapor and get mixed with air. So this droplet will convert into vapor as they take the heat because of the high compression of the air, and they are mixed in and they convert into vapor and simultaneously mixed with the air. Due to continuously heat transfer from the hot air to the fuel, the temperature of the fuel reaches to a value greater than the self-ignition temperature of the fuel, and the fuel start to ignite. So there is no spark plug is there, and fuel is ignited by reaching the self-ignition temperature. So here you can see spray chamber is there, fuel tank is there, and you can see fuel is entering and atomizing air. You can see air plus atomizer is there, and so the fuel is sprayed in the form of small droplets. Now coming to the carburetor, what is carburetor? The process of preparing a combustion fuel air mixture outside the spark ignition engine. You know that in a spark ignition engine, the fuel plus air mixture is sent. So the process of preparing the combustible fuel air mixture outside the ISI engine, spark ignition engine, is called the carburation. That process is known as carburation. And where this mixture is prepared, that is known as the device is known as carburetor. A carburetor is a device that atomizes the fuel and mixes it with air. A carburetor is used in the petrol engine. It is a mixing device to supply the engine with an air-fuel mixture. It atomizes the fuel and mixes it with air in varying proportion to meet the condition of automotive engines. It is also used to reserve the quantity of fuel supply and maintain fuel at a constant head. The carburetor is connected with the intake manifold of the engine so that it can send the fuel. Now here you can see the working. So this is the diagram. You can see how it is work. Battery is there. That is a different sense. Alternator is there. The alternator works like a generator, converting the energy, mechanical energy into the electrical energy to charge the battery or run other electrical system while engine is running. So this mechanical power is transmitted to the electrical power for the alternator. It is also used to charge the battery so that the different parts like fan and the lights can be used. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see 4 cylinders are there. These 4 cylinders are simultaneously working. So it's a 4-cylinder engine, and these all the 4 cylinders mounted to the same different cranks are there. Different same crankshaft is there. You can see this is the flywheel, and same crankshaft is there. So power is transmitted to the same. Here you can see different 1, 2, 3, 4. The spark plugs are there. The spark plugs deliver the electric sparks that ignite the fuel air mixture for combustion. A spark plug consists of a threshold outer material, the casing, with an inner metal electrode which is insulated by porcelain. A spark is produced in the gap between these electrodes. Starter cranks the engine to start the combustion process. Here you can see spark plug wire is there, different 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the distribution. Distribute electricity to spark plugs in the correct timing and the order. Engine firing one at a time in a particular sequence. So proper sequence is there so that there may be no lagging. And thank you very much.